with our host Sherry Clark from Storehouse Media Group. Sherry, how are you? We're going to talk about someone signs on the dotted line. Okay, it's always exciting, a new service you're working with, but when you sign with a publisher and say, "I'm going to write a book," what's next when you're working with Storehouse Media Group? Compared to other people, which we're not going to talk about, that it's an arduous journey from that beginning, especially self-publishing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, once we're like, okay, we're gonna work together, this is great. We start working on writing that book. So, we schedule a time, we schedule a few times, and if it's us writing your book, we need some information, like, let's look at the target market, let's look at your premise, let's look at the message that you're wanting to tell, what way you want to tell it. And then we set up some conversations where I help you start reaching inside and what are you wanting to say? What do you want to talk about? And we create a template of sorts where we list everything that you want to talk about. We put in the order. We make sure it's chronological or it's topic based, wherever you want to write your book, business book, autobiography, memoir, novel, however. And then, once we get that, then we really start talking about let's fill in that template. Now we have something to work with. And from that, I can take and I can write your book. I've got the information. There's still probably going to be some questions, which, you're writing the book because nobody knows about you. So it's not like I can Google you. So I will ask questions and we'll start getting that. Then we start building and developing and breathing life into your book so that it becomes one of those page turners. Like people like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do next? Is they're reading your book. So it is a process. We want to make it a fun and enjoyable process. This is, your dream. I'm sure some goal, you've had, everybody has a book inside them and everybody should write a book. And we're going to be there to walk you every step of the way.
Absolutely. And that every step of the way is every step of the way. And
Every
that's what
step of
makes
the
Storehouse Media different. When you're dealing with Sherry, you're dealing with Sherry. You're not dealing with somebody that's outsourced from another country
No,
once you sign with Storehouse.
that's right. That's right. And I have a team, of course, but everything that they do, I've done. And I just am focused more on the content, on editing, on ghostwriting. And they have worked with me for years and they're the best team. I tell people I had to kiss a lot of frogs to get these princesses over here because you go through, you find the right people. And not only are they in my team, but they are also, you can Zoom with them, you get on the phone with them, you can email them, you can text them or whatever. But my whole team, because some people they do outsource to other countries or whatever. Sometimes it's easier for the author to work directly if I have, with my publishing team, and they have that conversation, whether it's on a Zoom call or a phone call, because the author will be able to get out what they're looking for instead of going through me and then I turn around and tell someone else. They're talking directly to the person who can put it together.
And that's important because a lot of times you don't get that. And then you're going, who's
No,
responsible for this position? And there are
right. And I've been,
many, yeah, got it. Sorry.
yeah, I've been in that position where people have done my website or something, and I was never able to talk to the person because they were in, I don't know, some other country 19 hours away. So yeah, it's important. That customer service is super important, and we are different in that way as well because we're very customer centric. We are very client centric. We are there when you need us, to talk with you, to work, sometimes just to strategize through something with you. And we're on the phone giving you like live feedback, not AI feedback, but real people feedback from people who have worked in this area for many, many years, and we've done over 500 books. So we do know, a few things about the publishing world that we love to work with our clients on and helping them navigate.
Absolutely. And that's the important thing. With the contract signed, you guys work all these things together, then the editing process, which we talked about, but constantly the team is discussing things. You have a
Right.
timeline too. When a manuscript's finished and ready to go, you're going to say what you think the timeline will be till that book launches, right? You have a timeline.
Yeah, the timeline's going to be, dependent on how long do you want the book? How many words, how many pages do you want the book to be? How much research is involved? It's also based on your timeline. You may come to me and say, "Listen, I need this book done by this date. Is that possible?" And sometimes there has to be a rush put on, to be realistic, because working on a book does take a certain amount of time. Again, it's length of time, how much research, how much does the author want to be involved? Are they super busy and not able to be as much involved as somebody else? That's okay. We can work on that too. As long as we have the information, we'll just do our thing and you won't even know we're there.
Right. Best place to go to schedule a call with Sherry today is go to storehousemediagroup.com. Schedule a call with Sherry. Make sure you show some love with the new podcasts at Storehouse Media Group. You check it out everywhere, all finer Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Just check it out. And there's a lot of different episodes and things you really need to learn about when you're writing a book. And that's important. And we could discuss further. I just thought, what is that process once you hire Sherry so that you can kind of understand the kind of customer experience you should expect when publishing a book? Thanks again, Sherry. All right. That was a special simulcast Neil Haley Show on the Storehouse Media Group.